All right, we're back. It's Inside Tennessee. It's March the 1st, and we're in our third block. Susan, question.
Well, one of the criticisms I've heard about Cathy in your previous position in the county was that you were not there very much, that you were sort of an absent circuit court clerk. I want you to address that. I want to give you an opportunity to address that and let people know whether you were or not an absentee.
I was very much there, and my signature is on all of the appeals, unless for some reason I was out of town at a clerk's conference or occasionally on vacation, but I was very much there, and there until the job got done. So I was there with the lights on until late into the evening. Something to understand about that office is it's in 3 locations, and as I left there were 60 employees, and one of the things that I did was I went and picked up the money from juvenile court and the appellate records and the records for leave requests and spent time there. So I was going back and forth between the offices quite a bit during the day, and I would use evening times after the staff was gone and everyone else in the building would have left, where I would do my administrative work and a lot of the paperwork. So my day, I shifted my day. So yes, people said that, but I was there, otherwise the work would not have been getting done. And the planning for the computer projects that we did, that time had to be spent.
You're aware of the criticism then?
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, I thought it'd be good let you have a chance to address it.
Yeah.
All right, let's put David on the spot specifically. David, a new mailer has come out that your opponent has put out that questions the issue of your cast the presidential vote, I think in 2008, wondering if you're a Democrat or not. But that also leads to the question of...
Susan voted for FDR the first time, so it's okay.
Oh.
All right, Don. That also leads to the question of where do you vote? And then your wife also previously lived and voted in Buuck County and has just moved apparently to Knox County in terms of her voting address. Can you address all that?
Let me start from the start. In 2008, the only time I ever crossed the party line in a primary was in 2008. And why? I was over in Buuck County. There were no Republicans running. The only thing was for president, McCain was going to get it. He was the one I was for. There was strategic voting. Rush Limbaugh and other commentators said, hey, cross the line and vote against Hillary or Obama so as to enhance the chances that McCain and the Republican were going to win. And that's exactly what I did. One time in 2008.
You pay for it the rest of your life. You cross that line.
That's something that I think Ms. Shanks' husband has come up with and made a big deal about it. I've been a Republican my whole life. I still am.
There is some confusion, though, what your home address is, and I'm not trying to get into personal affairs, but you've seen Victor Ash's column probably, and then also there is this issue of, does he live in Knox? Mrs. Buuck, she's living in Blunt until at least recently.
No, we moved a year and a half ago to 4220 Litchfield. That's where we live. We do have a farm in Buuck County. We have 3 houses, 2 rental houses, and a lake house on that. We worked very hard to get a lake house and a dock. That's what we have. A farm. My wife had a rescue horse she took care of out there.
So your principal residence is in Knox County?
That's correct. Okay, and has been for years, except for one brief period back around 2008 or 9, whatever it was, we were building.
Cathy, your response to putting that information out there?
Well, that's not what his voting record reflects. In looking at the Buuck County voting record, it doesn't show that he was voting in Knox County, wasn't living in Knox County. When he says that he's lived in Knox County for 45 years in his flyers and when he speaks, he was voting in Buuck County for all of those years.
But Cathy, you can, if you have multiple residences, a citizen in our state can declare which resident they live in and have lived in for that year. They have to be truthful about it, mind you. But certainly there can be a split. So aren't we sort of mincing some hairs here with David suggesting that he's lived here for a long time and had property, being very forthright about having property and a farm in Buuck County as well?
Well, if you're going to ask for a Republican nomination in Knox County, I would prefer that you live in Knox County and vote in Knox County.
And he did last time?
Last time.
Okay. That's all it takes, though, doesn't it?
That's a question for the voters.
I think that's true.
I have one question of each of you. If you're elected, would you keep Bud Armstrong on staff? David?
We've got about a minute left,
Yeah,
so feel
short
free.
answer.
No, Bud Armstrong is gone. I'll have my own staff. I will say this, we've got fine attorneys there. Don knows all of them that are there. They're highly qualified. I will keep them, but there will be an open position that I will fill.
Okay,
Cathy.
Kathy?
No.
And speak to the assistants as well.
Yes,
Right.
I have no intention of keeping Mr. Armstrong, but we haven't discussed it. With regard to the deputies, I don't have any plans to come in and clean house or anything like that. But through attrition, I would certainly like to see more women on staff. When I left the law department, there were 4 women working in the law department, and with the law schools, UT and Duncan Law School having 50% women in their enrollment, I think that the law department should reflect that women are a significant portion of our population in law, and I would like to see that occur in their hiring.
Cathy Quist Shanks, David Buuck, both candidates for the GOP nomination on the ballot for law director. Good luck to both of you. And Tuesday is election day. We also have already had early voting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
And we will see you again in the future. We're going to take another break. You're watching Inside Tennessee.